everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and tonight I'm going to show you an ever so scrumptious recipe for a beautiful entree, whether it's Thanksgiving or an occasion or just because, okay, even on the weekend. This is Napa Valley Blackberry Ginger Balsamic Ham. It's going to be amazing, okay? Now I'm using a 9.5 pound hickory smoked ham shank portion, and that also translates to about 4.28, I believe, 4.28 kilograms. So it's 9.5 pounds. I've got a large pot on my stove getting ready. It's starting to boil. I have about maybe half of that is the water. I'm not sure how much this is going to displace the water, so I don't want to overflow it. You need a large enough pot that it's going to fit this large portion. Now this is especially long on the end here today, and so I had to use my much bigger pot than usual. Now this is going to be boiled first. This is my mom's trick, this is her mom's trick, and that's what we do. We boil this up, we make it nice and tender, and then what we do is we put our beautiful seasonings, any kind of crust on the outside or a glaze, and then we roast it in the oven for about 30 minutes just to get it all beautiful and caramelized up. So that's how we're gonna roll with this, and I'm gonna throw this in here. This is gonna go for about 1.5 hours to get nice and tender. It needs to be starting to fall off the bone and being easily separatable, okay? So in it goes. Be very careful. Now I'm just going to put a little bit extra water in there. I'm just waiting for it right now. But what we're going to do later on with the flavor, the blackberry ginger part, is we're going to make a beautiful glaze / crust, okay? We're going to coat the whole ham in some nice brown sugar and some seasonings, and we're going to use this beautiful Napa Valley Blackberry Ginger Balsamic Vinegar. Make sure you check out my review on this stuff. Super good. Super duper good, okay? Now, this is gonna give a gorgeous color. It's going to allow it to caramelize up because this stuff is really sweet. It's almost like a balsamic cream. It's like maple syrup consistency, I would say. And it's going to caramelize up on the outside of this ham, and it's just going to be spectacular, okay? So you're going to have that gorgeous outside dark crust and the beautiful ham on the inside that's just falling apart off the bone, just tender and juicy. Beautiful. I can't wait to show this to you. Let's put this water in the pot. Now it's easier to add water than take it away, so hold off on extra water if you're not sure. Okay, I'm going to add some seasonings to this water. Now these hams come hickory smoked, okay, and they're already pretty well seasoned. They're quite salty, so I'm not going to add any excess salt because I just don't think we need it, okay. Also, it's going to infuse this water with beautiful flavor. Don't dump the water. You're going to be able to use that for soup or something like that if you save it for the next 2 days. So I'm going to throw in a bay leaf or 2. My mom always adds some cloves, so I'm going to add 2 large, maybe 3 large cloves. When you're going for holiday type of ham, you want to add a little bit more of those seasonings that you like, but you may not add the rest of the year in such abundance. So I'm going to add maybe a dozen peppercorns. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of chili flakes, about a teaspoon of mustard seeds. You can use any colored mustard seeds you like. And I like to add some coriander seeds, maybe about a teaspoon. I want to bring this up to a boil as quickly as possible, so I'm going to put that lid on. And as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to bring it down to a simmer. We're going to let it rip for about a good 1.5 hours, okay? And then you're going to test it with a long serving fork or something of that nature, okay? So we'll see you in about 1.5 hours, okay? Okay, I've let this ham go for about 2 hours in this water, and my ham was probably about halfway frozen still out of the freezer, so it's easy just to throw it in like that and let it do its thing. So I have a large roasting dish, and I'm just going to spray it with some nonstick spray. You can grease it up if you like to. So this is probably the hardest part. It's getting it out of this water without hurting yourself and into this roasting pan. So I'm going to put it really close to it. I've turned off the heat, and you have to be extra careful with this because it's actually falling off the bone, and that's what you want, but it makes it hard to transfer it. So if you can get this out, you're golden. So I use 2 forks to help me maneuver, and make sure that you're not going, from countertop to countertop. Do it right next to it. Be very careful. We did it. That's also a good way to test and see if it is falling off. Okay, so as you can see, little pieces have started to come out. Boy, it's good just like that. Okay, so save this liquid for soup or something else. Reduce it down so it's not so much volume, and you're good to go. So as you can tell, it's sort of falling off the bone, and that's what you want. It's nice and tender, okay? And I'm just going to flip it on its flat side to roast it. And there's also some skin here, some extra skin that we're not gonna eat. It's not gonna crisp up, and it's going to take away from the flavoring that you're putting on the outside. So this here is just skin. I'm going to cut it off. Now you could always fry that up for cracklings if you wanted to. I'm not taking all of it, I'm just taking some of that extra stuff. All right, that looks good. All right, so in a bowl, I'm gonna mix some things together, some dry things, so ready to pack on there. So I'm just going to eyeball, that looks like maybe a half a cup of brown sugar, maybe up to 3/4 if you need it, because that's a pretty big ham and I want to coat it nicely. I'm going to use a good teaspoon of ground mustard. And I'm going to freshly crack some pepper. Actually, I'm going to grind it nicely. I'll use maybe a teaspoon there as well. Now, if you want to use some extra ginger, go right ahead. But we do have some in this balsamic. I might add just a little bit. Now, I'm just going to use my hands, and I'm going to mix that together. I'm also going to add a little bit of hot smoked paprika, maybe a half a teaspoon. It's going to still lend a nice smokiness to the ham that's already hickory smoked, but it's going to add a little bit of spice that I like. You could always add cayenne pepper or chili powder or whatever it is you like, but I'm using the smoked paprika tonight. Make sure you check out my review on that. That's Lashinata's hot smoked paprika. Super good, okay? So if you need more of this when you're going, you can just make some more exact same way, just eyeball it. That's how I do it. Don't think that you should have to give an exact measurement all the time, okay? Just go with it. So I'm preheating my oven to 330 degrees right now. And we're gonna get this bad boy ready. Okay, I'm going to baste the whole thing with this Blackberry ginger balsamic vinegar from Napa Valley Vinegar Company, okay? So I'm going to pour some in a bowl and you'll see the consistency here. Look at that, it's like syrup. Oh, it's gonna be good. So I'm just gonna take a basting brush and I'm actually gonna get the underside first and just coat it all with this stuff. It's going to go all in all those little grooves. Everything's now falling off the bone. The meat is almost shredding, so it's gonna really infuse this meat with a lot of great flavor. All right, I'm gonna do this underside first. I'm gonna pack it with some of this sugar as well because I'm gonna let that go on the bottom. Just using your hands, everything's with your hands. Coat that up. Now continue with the rest of the ham. This is the fun part. Boy, that balsamic smells so good. It really tastes like blackberry. It has a nice gingery zing to it. It's nice and sweet. It's gonna help caramelize up just like this brown sugar is. A little bit more. This ham is gonna last for a couple days, a couple meals. It's gonna be great. Now, pork seems to always lend itself nicely to fruity flavors. It just goes well. Cherry goes well, all kinds of fruit. But this today is going to be outstanding. So I'm just going to pack this on, make sure it has a nice coating. It's going to absorb into that balsamic a little bit. Okay, so you see it's all nice and packed on there. Now this is gonna go into the oven for about 20 or 30 minutes. I'm gonna check it in 20. You don't want it to burn, but you want it to caramelize up and get this gorgeous, like glazy, crusty stuff going on, okay? So into the oven, 20 minutes, check it, okay? 330 degrees. Oh, this ham looks glorious. Now it's been 25 minutes. I'm gonna let it go just another 5 or so. Oh, beautiful. You should smell it. If you want to douse it up again with this gorgeous liquid, go ahead. Amazing. Back in, 5 more minutes, I'd say. All right, this ham is done. Oh, it looks and smells glorious. Look at this guy. Goodness heavens, you got this gorgeous sticky syrup at the bottom that's gonna be nice with your rice or potatoes. Look at how caramelized and delicious that looks. You have that brown sugar and that blackberry ginger balsamic. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. So I'm just gonna let this guy rest for just a few minutes before I start cutting in there, because you wanna keep it moist. You don't want it just going crazy, okay? 5 minutes, I'm gonna put a loose tent, foil tent over top of it. We're good to go. See you in 5. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Now look at this gorgeous thing. Look at that. Oh, can't wait. Ready? We're gonna cut some of this off and we're gonna try it for you. I'm gonna try it for you. All right, just choose your weapon, a sharp knife, and I want some of this beautiful skin that's coated with this balsamic. Look at that. Now every slice after that is gonna have a nice amount of that too. Look at that. Oh, get it, accidentally drop it into that syrup in the bottom. Come on now. Boy. Let me show you that. Look at this gorgeousness. That beautiful syrup and glaze on there. This is crusted up nicely. Oh, come on. The meat is tender, falling apart. Look at that, I can just pull it like that. Oh. Boy, that's good. I want to get some of that outside. Oh, come on. It's sweet, it's gingery, it's spicy. It's smoky, it's fantastic. Belligerently fantastic. Oh boy. Look at this. Look at that gorgeous meat in there. Oh, man. And that syrup in the bottom is so, so good. Now, if you're serving rice tonight or potatoes, drizzle some of that liquid over top. Everyone's gonna be happy. I love how this, the balsamic and the brown sugar have created such a beautiful caramelized crust on the outside. Very, very nice. That smoked paprika gave a nice hot spice to it, but not too much. Just a nice heat in your mouth at the end. Fantastic. What a great idea. Really great way to use this. These guys are so versatile. You can use them for so many different things, from drinks and desserts through glazes and marinades and things like that. Crazy good. I hope that you try them and check them out online at winecountrykitchens.com. They have a whole line of these vinegars. I'm going to scroll them up the side for you. They have Trace Citrus and a Bordeaux Cherry. They've got vanilla fig. They've got strawberry. Such nice flavors. Amazing stuff that you can do with them. Really interesting things that you can achieve with these guys. All right, so that's how you do it. That's how you cook Napa Valley Blackberry Ginger Balsamic Ham. So good. Now you don't have to use a hickory smoked ham. You can use another ham if you like to. Just follow the instructions on the package and then throw it in the oven at the end and get a nice glazed crust. Stupendous. Well, I hope that you try it too, and make sure that you check us out. Follow us on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can find me syndicated on Roku. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com, subscribe and interact with us. Let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye. We're eating deliciously tonight, boy.